It was halfway buried. It's about this thick. It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see, and I opened it up and yeah.
This is body cam video we just received in the last couple of hours showing footage of the chilling moment that police officers in Cleveland discovered the bodies of two young girls inside suitcases partially buried in a park near a school.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This is the woman who police say is connected to the crime, what we know about her and how police tracked her down. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. We still have a lot of questions we're trying to get answered right now in this case out of Cleveland. It is a case that is horrific. It is chilling. And the big questions we are following right now: how did two young girls lose their lives? One of them possibly as young as just 8 years old.
I got you.
This is the moment a police officer walked up to one of the suitcases in the park on Cleveland's east side Monday night around 6:30. The suitcase was partially buried in the ground, but it was very visible. You can see as the officer walks up to it, it wasn't hidden in the trees or beyond the fence. The newly released body cam video, I will warn you, it has some very disturbing details that are tough to listen to, but I'll also tell you, you do not see what was inside the suitcase. Much of that has been redacted. Now, police say they found a second suitcase after investigating this one that was about 25 feet away, and they found another body in that suitcase. So you have the bodies of two young girls in two suitcases at this park. Now, before we get into the new information we are getting from police on the arrest and what we know about that person, I want to start with what we see at the beginning of this body cam video. This officer rolling up to this park and then meets the witness who called 911, who said they made the discovery of what was in the suitcase.
Hey, so you can show me your rifle. How you doing, sir?
We're checking up right now.
Understood.
If you go, you can see the case from back here. It's all the way straight to the back.
Close to that sign?
Yeah, see the little black
straight ahead in front of me? Okay.
Straight,
it's a suitcase?
It's a suitcase. I've been walking past it for about a week now because I take my dog. I stay right here. I take my dog. I usually walk her through there and then come around here.
Okay.
And for the last week, she's been stopped. It was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped and sniffing like a little too long.
Okay.
And today I was like, well, I'm going to take it. I hope it's not what I'm...
Right.
And it was halfway buried. It's about this thick. It's about halfway buried. I pulled it up, unzipped it. I couldn't really see, and I opened it up and hid.
Buried under the dirt it was?
Yeah, halfway.
Okay.
You can see a little part of it sticking out.
And you said you noticed it for about a week already?
Yeah, it's been sitting over there like somebody buried it or tried to bury it. And like I said, I walked my dog over there, and she keeps stopping it. She sniff a little too long.
Right.
You know, she sniffs stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
I'm not going to with it. And today I was just like, let me see what that really is.
Okay.
It's back there.
All right,
I pulled it up so it's kind of standing up and it stinks like hell.
Okay. You're right here at 670?
Yeah.
What was your name, sir?
Philip.
Philip? Okay. I'm going to check it out. I'll be with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is a picture from Google Maps of the park. It is right outside of a school, and it's near a residential neighborhood where a man says he's regularly walking his dog at night, and he found this suitcase. And you heard him tell the officer that he actually believes the suitcase had been there for roughly a week, if not more. He says each time he would walk by it, his dog kept going up to it and kept showing it a lot of attention. And that night, he decided that it was time to see what was inside of the suitcase. And that's when he made the kind of discovery that lives with you forever, because you heard him tell the officer that as soon as he opened the suitcase, he saw a head inside. Now, as we continue this body cam video, the police officer then goes back to his cruiser, drives around to the other side of the park, and that's when he gets out and he makes his way to the suitcase to see for himself.
I got you.
Hey, are you still inside the district? Okay. I was gonna have you grab my flashlight, but that's all right. When you get up here, if you go down 162, like I went upstairs at 162, you can just pull in this parking lot for this Ginn Academy, and you'll see me back here. So I haven't opened it yet. The dude I talked to, the caller, he said that there was this suitcase partially like buried in the ground that he said he's been noticing for like a week, and his dog keeps trying to get to it. So he said that he pulled it out today and to see what was in there because it was kind of heavy, and he noticed like a head and he just left it and called the police. So I'll just wait till you guys get here before I open it. All right. Yeah, just come down towards like Midland, and I mean, as soon as you get to like the last drive for the school, you'll just pull in there. I'm in the back. All right. Bye.
Barney 14th radio.
Hi.
Hey, Gil, are you still at the district by chance? Can you do me a favor, please? I left my flashlight in the sergeant's office. Are you able to run it up to me? I'm on this call on 162. Yeah, so if you go in there right in front of, like on the side of the refrigerator, you'll see a flashlight. And then I'm on that call on 162nd and Midland. Appreciate it. Thanks, Gil.
Can you show me at 5, working on 3 reports and Mark taking entering property?
I copy. Yeah, 34 radio. Yeah, bye. Before, go ahead. Can you put me over to MP3 on this call? I copy 1834. Radio to Barney 14. His listed address is going to be in Euclid. They did have a constable call back. It's from last September. It's 216-463-2233.
You notice this officer remains incredibly calm, very professional as all of this continues on. And you see in this video that he's looking at the suitcase that was partially buried in the ground. And again, it's very visible. Whoever the person was, and I know that there's been an arrest that we'll talk about here in just a moment, it does not seem that they did a lot to hide this suitcase that police say had the body of a young girl inside. And you just wonder, looking at it, how many people passed this by in the days that it was potentially there, not knowing the absolute horror of a situation that had taken place and the life that was lost and the body that was inside of that suitcase. As you watch the body cam video, the officer waits for backup to arrive. And once the backup gets there, they go back to the suitcase and they investigate.
We're going to have to look and see. I mean, it's like partially buried. He said it was sticking out for like a week. He finally decided to open it up. I just want to see. Can you flash your light on? I just want to see if there's any blood or anything on it. No? Yeah. You on? You bring it closer. I can't see. Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, it is. It look like a kid.
Yeah. I can't. It's attached. It's just like full in the fetal position.
It wasn't long after this suitcase that officers discover a second suitcase in this park. It's about 25 feet away. They also say it was partially buried, and inside of that suitcase was the body of another young girl. Law enforcement say these girls, their ages, they believe are between 10 and a half and 14. And then the other one is between 8 and a half and 13. Right now, law enforcement is waiting on information from the medical examiner in Cleveland to not just determine cause of death, but also positively identify these bodies. However, the medical examiner did say that preliminary DNA results show that these girls were related. They believe the girls were half sisters. The police report that we received from Cleveland PD still lists the girls' names as Jane Doe. Now, hours after police made this horrific discovery, there was an arrest that was reportedly made, and this is the person allegedly responsible, Aaliyah Henderson. She's 28 years old, and right now she is in jail in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, and she is listed as facing a charge of murder and child endangering. Cleveland police have not officially said her name yet, but neighbors tell WOIO-TV that Henderson lived in a home that was not far from the park. It was possibly right across the street. And it was at that home that authorities executed a search warrant Wednesday night. Here's what Cleveland police said as they were executing the search warrant before they arrested Henderson. This is per WKYC TV.
This evening, our homicide unit conducted a search warrant here in this area of East 162nd and Midland. As part of that ongoing investigation and search warrant, the investigators were able to identify and detain a person of interest. At this point, the investigation obviously is ongoing. This person is going to be interviewed, and we're going to hope to continue his investigation and gather more leads. This is not an arrest at the moment. It's just a person of interest that we're looking to talk to and gain some more information. As you can imagine, all our resources, every possible lead that we have been receiving, every possible agency that we're able to work with, we're working to arrest those responsible person or persons that are responsible for this crime.
Police reportedly said that they took a person of interest into custody while serving a search warrant at that home across the street. And also in that home was a third child. But this child was alive, and this child appeared to be in good health, which is, if there's any good news in this story, and it can be hard to find at this point, the fact that that child is okay. That is certainly good news. We do know the child reportedly is in the custody now of the Department of Children and Families. Police have not said what the causes of death are for these two girls. We also don't know how long they were in the suitcases in the park, and we do not know when they died. This is what the chief of police in Cleveland said at a news conference.
Can you give any sort of update on the condition of the bodies that are found? I know you said it's been some time. This isn't something that just happened, but any sort of...
So right now, the only thing we could say, there's no clear indicators. So there's nothing that's visible enough to determine what the cause of death was.
We had heard, Chief, that perhaps these children were malnourished. Is that something that you heard as well?
I don't have a comment on that. I would defer to the medical examiner once their results come out.
Were the individuals clothed?
I will also defer to the medical examiner on that at this time.
Now, it's unclear what Henderson's relationship is to the two girls. Obviously, there's a lot of speculation right now about that, but we're just waiting to hear it from police before we talk about it. Police were asked during that news conference about open missing persons cases, and this is what the chief said about that.
Are there missing persons, missing children that match the two girls that were found?
So it's a good question. We have checked locally, we have no reports of any missing children that match these identifications. We are checking statewide as well. We also have the assistance from our federal, state, and local partners. This is a priority. This is a traumatic event for our officers, for the community. And, this is just such a tragic incident. But we are trying to develop any leads we can. That's why we're also asking for the community's help.
Even if police have a good idea on who these girls are at this point, and these girls were not entered as missing persons, we don't know how long, again, that they had been missing for. You still have to wonder at that age, with girls between the ages of 8 and 14, such a social part of a young person's life where they start to build friends. And if they go to school, teachers look after them. You have to wonder what their lives were like and why no one had reported them missing, especially if what the dog walker said is true, that suitcase was there for multiple days, a week, if not more. Why did nobody call in for these two girls, wondering where they were? Why did it have to take something like this, such a terrible discovery, for this case come to light? Those are some of the questions that we'll be watching to see if those get answered as this investigation continues on. But we want to be clear that this is still a very early part of this investigation, and police reiterated that today. Now, the Cleveland police chief did release a statement to media outlets, and it said this, quote, "These were two young lives with their entire futures ahead of them. Our detectives worked tirelessly and with great care to identify those responsible." And as reaction continues to come in, a more firmly worded quote from a Cleveland city councilman named Michael Polensik. He told TV station WOIO, quote, "What kind of monster demon would do this to two children? Just throw them away like they're garbage. No, not here, not in Collinwood. That didn't happen. We're not going to put up with that. There's got to be justice for these two kids. And then you have the mayor of Cleveland. His name is Justin Bibb. This is what he said, according to NBC News. Quote, "I want to thank our homicide detectives and members of the Division of Police for their incredible work in this case. Their dedication and persistence led to a quick arrest in connection with the tragic deaths of two young children whose bodies were discovered earlier this week. We love and protect our young people, and the loss of these two children is unimaginable." Now, we will continue to keep an eye on Henderson's court case as it moves forward. At the time of this recording, she has not been entered into a docket to appear in court. Arraignments typically happen in Ohio between 1 and 3 days after someone's arrest. We will keep you updated on this story as we continue to follow its developments. That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law and Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, and we're also now streaming on Peacock. I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.